Hello, buddy. Today is February 15th, Tuesday, 15th February 2022. And it's been a lot of days, 4 or 5 days since I recorded last. And guess what? I was telling you that my health is fantastic and everything. And for the first time in like 10 years, I got like sick. I got the flu. I honestly thought it was like the Omicron thing, and I tested just to make sure that I don't want to bother anyone. I don't want to infect anyone. So if I had it, I just wanted to stay at home and get the certificate. I got it, so no one bothers me with shots of any kind for 6 months. Unfortunately, no Omicron for me. I tried, but not even that. I got to do well. So it's funny. And, but yeah, I was, it's not like I was very sick, but I had a really bad headache. And with the headache and with the weakening of the body, unfortunately, your body goes back, like it loses the ability to hold like the tension, and you reverse back into whatever injuries or pain you used to have. And in my case, I reversed back to the moment I fell down, because honestly, most of all the other kind of the fingerprint, the fingerprint of pain that I used to have, or footprint, whatever you want to call it, that I used to have in the past. Like every time I was sick in the past, every time, and I was sick all the time, and I got fever, I used to have a very specific set of pains in my body, like my knee and the shoulder, certain places that I had injuries or surgery or like long-term inflammation in the past would always come back. But now it's not the case anymore. I don't fall into that kind of pattern anymore, because I healed it. Like it took me 10 years at least to heal it, but I did. So what happened this time is that I went back to the patterns, the pain, the massive, excruciating pain that I experienced once when I fell down. So I had this just incredible maddening pain on my jaw, on my gums, like my teeth were like in pain. I didn't hit my head against anything, but I had the impact on the left side of the body, right? And just to prevent my head from slamming onto pavement, I did a really I hardened my neck. Obviously, I did everything I could not to slam my head, which would have been probably deadly, if not disabling at least, right? And the problem is that my brain hit this side and then this side, like it was just a massive blow, and I started experiencing just that when I was feeling really weak by this flu thing that I had. So it was, man, it was bad. It was bad, but this is actually one of the things or the pillars of what I teach in movement. When I teach, now I'm not teaching, as I told you before, and it's staying with the pain. I don't take painkillers, even at the time that I fell. I can honestly tell you that if the different version of Chloe, like before healing myself, or any normal person, would have had to go to the hospital and probably get morphine for at least 3 to 5 days. It was that bad. It was just excruciating. It was a nightmare. But I endured that, a lot for a very long time, until I finally it started like going down. But I couldn't breathe because if like my left lung was about to collapse and stuff like that. So it was just really bad. And this time especially that pain came back. Other pains came back, but that was one was just. And yeah, what I learned through all these years of healing is the best thing you can do to truly heal pain is to confront pain. Do not run away from pain. Do not evade from pain. Do not kill the pain with painkillers or anything for that matter. Just stay with the pain. Don't get desperate. Don't get angry. Don't get upset. Don't get disheartened. Don't get sad. Don't get beaten. Don't get into a victim position. Stay with the pain. Even if you start like, no, just relax into the pain. If you do that, you go through pain, physical pain, emotional distress consciously. Therefore, you don't allow the pain to stay within you, hidden somewhere, hidden physically somewhere, in some muscle, in some joint, emotionally, like having an undertone of being a victim, of being surrender to something winning you, something beating you. You don't get an undertone of losing to something. It's very difficult to put this in words because it has no words. What I'm telling you is something that is just so intimate to the human experience that just for me to dare to put words into it, to explain it, it's already a lot, and it's hard, and it's a high risk to be wrong or misunderstood or misinterpreted, or even me saying it's something that probably isn't correct 100% or even 90 or 80%. But that's all I can say. Through my experience, I know that there's nothing better to heal pain than to let yourself relax into the pain, go consciously into the pain. Do not allow any self-defeating thoughts to permeate your mind. Do not allow yourself to feel beaten by it. Do not feel a failure. Do not allow yourself to feel like there's no hope, because all these things are going to like come and tackle you and try to tackle your mind and tackle your spirit, right? And they end up being, if you allow it, part of your personality from that moment onwards. And it's going to permeate everything in your life, from the way you think, to the way you decide things, to the way you move, to the way you think you do everything. So this is why my method is not really popular. Because not many people want to listen to this. Sorry. Is most people get very upset when I say these kind of things, because we are in a society that primes comfort over anything and everything. That's why everyone uses drugs, everyone uses painkillers, everyone uses devices all the time to distract themselves from any kind of pain, any kind of discomfort. Even boredom has become something that is unacceptable, in the world. So mommy, unfortunately, was just like me, and it was you, the one that got us all sick. But hey, you recovered in a few hours. You were fine. Actually, you never looked sick. You just had runny nose. That's it. You never looked tired. You never looked under the weather. You didn't have any fever, nothing. Next day you were perfect, and mommy and daddy were not. But anyway, so both of us got the same way. Mommy had a terrible headache just like me. And unfortunately, I dare to say, hey, you should go through it consciously. I don't like that. It's like, yeah, sorry. But at the end of the day, you give your best advice, and it's just your best advice, right? It doesn't mean that it's the most liked advice, the most popular, the one that feels best. Unfortunately, I'm terrible at that. I must accept that. In that sense, you can definitely say that I'm not empathic, but it's the only one level, and to me, that's a very inferior level of empathy. To tell you what you like to hear. It's not even empathy. To me, that's just being condescending, and that's a terrible thing, because I believe in the human experience, spirit. I believe in people. I believe in the power of each individual. That's why I always give my best advice rather than the sweetest words that people expect. But again, that will never make me Mr. Popular, that's for sure. But you know what? At the end of the day, it's better to be authentic. And popular is like a very close cousin of stupid. So prefer not to. But anyway, so it was good. It was fantastic, actually, in a way, because it allowed me to really, really notice the root of a lot of the residual pain that I still have in my body, a lot of the emotional fear that I still hold in my body. It's just like getting an MRI scan or X-rays of your real state when you're like this, because you have no defense, you have no way of like pretend that you are okay. That there's no way out. You are in pain. You know exactly where the pain is coming from. You are weakened. You feel vulnerable, and I personally can exactly detect the source of the physical pain, and how this physical pain morphs at some limit of it into the emotional pain, and how this emotional pain, if you keep following the spectrum, morphs into spiritual pain. So you can see the whole hue of the realms of the human existence, and right there and then, and you can see how it goes like beautifully transforming from matter to emotion to spirit and so on and forth. So it gave me the chance of really just you don't have to do anything. All you have to do is not endure. Notice, I never say endure. Just like no. Like man up. No. Ease yourself. Relax yourself. Soften yourself into the experience. So you go through what feels only pain, like pain, and you discover there's so much information inside. Information that is extremely difficult to decode, and it's impossible for me to put into words. But nevertheless, there's information right there that you have different ways, different intelligences to decode this experience and this information. And you can transcend all this just by allowing yourself to feel the pain. Because a lot of the physical pain is actually fear of future pain. I have mastered pain quite a lot. So it's not as easy for me anymore to say it. I mean, it's easy for me to say it because I did it long ago. Right? At the beginning, when I started working, I realized that most of my pain, my personal pain, was fear. And my students, same. 90% of the pain that they feel they have is not. There's like 10% pain, 80% or 90% fear of future pain. The mind predicting pain and therefore increasing whatever little pain you have, or the interpretation of the real pain you have, magnifying it and saying, if you do it more, man, you're going to die of pain. So, but I'm not at that stage anymore. So when I have pain, it's kind of a hell of a lot of pain. Otherwise, I can live with like things bothering me. But sometimes mommy tells me like, really, you feel that? Especially after the fall. And she looked at me and I was okay all day and my energy levels were fine all day. And I was not in a bad mood at all. And I was just completely normal. I said, yeah, I've been in plenty of pain. Like, but you don't look like. Like, no, because I'm not in fear of further pain. I know what this is. I know the feeling. I'm into it. I'm allowing it. I'm not fighting it. I'm not afraid of what is coming next. I know what comes next is healing and no pain. So no problem. Okay, so, but this time, like, I don't have much of that. So it's a lot of pain. So I went through all this extreme heavy pain on my eye, all the places that I have been waking up because they felt numb. It was like I didn't have half of my face and half of my head. It's really literally like if I blew my half my face and my head off after that accident. So this time really truly allowed me to go really deep into those places that probably still injured somehow, or they have some inflammation, or they got some ill effects after the fall. And I was able to heal them. How? Through consciousness. How? By certain part of my body, my spirit, right? To decode the information that was coded in pain, right? And by me softening and allowing it and relaxing into it, I got these areas to talk, understand, listen to each other, and resolve stuff. Does it sound weird? Definitely. I know. I haven't heard anyone talking like this, to be honest. Just bits and pieces here and there, but never in this way. No. A lot of, just no. But this is my experience. This is the way I healed myself, and I have helped a lot of people healing in the past. So I'm very confident of what I'm saying is true. So that's why I'm very grateful of what happened in the last few days. And to be honest, one day I may tell you also that the accident itself, I think it was just part of the repairing, the major repairing that I undertook all these years ago, because I have told you many times, I'm sure, through your childhood, that we are now victims, that everything that happens in the world, even accidents and even death, are all agreed. One of the main principles of the universe is free will. Nothing can be imposed upon you. Nothing, ever. Whatever happens, whatever circumstance you find yourself in, no matter how tragic or terrible it looks, you decided it. How? Spiritually, energetically, you decided to come to this place at this age with these people in these situations that are all weird. Yeah, you did. The worst things that happened to you, you decided them. Your spirit, your soul, is always looking for development. It's always searching for higher grounds. So it will always look for those situations that trigger growth. And growth, my little one, my friend, always comes in the form of something that is not very pleasant. It's always in pain. But if you understand what I just told you, if you acquire this way of living, of facing pain, by relaxing, by softening, by accepting it, by decoding it, then pain can be there, but you still can have a wonderful life. Suffering, pain is inevitable as humans, but suffering isn't. Suffering is a choice. And suffering is a choice that I decided not to do long ago. How? By not fearing pain, by softening, by not resisting, by not rejecting, by not fearing. When you don't do those things, you're in acceptance mode. Then there's no friction. Then everything goes through you instead of against you. You bend with the wind like a bamboo instead like a glass, right? That you just bend a little bit and you break. So this is what I can tell you about these last few days that were, they were uncomfortable. By all means, they were very uncomfortable, especially because you know what? Well, we have to take care of you. I mean, by that doesn't mean that the typical like giving you food or changing your nappies. No, it means that you need attention. You need playing and you need, like daddy moving, and you love like taking my finger and taking me to places and showing me things. And you're accustomed that I go and dance with you everywhere and I play everywhere and we go everywhere together and we just use maximum energy because you have plenty of it. And this time was like, oh my God. But you know what? Again, I keep saying you're a very conscious little boy, and you kind of knew that we were not right. I mean, it was kind of obvious, but you were really like understanding. You were really loving. And these days, I saw you growing amazingly a lot. I mean, it's just scary how fast you grew, but especially today. Today you woke up, and even your mom told me before, because she wakes up with you before I do, and she told me, man, today his brain's like another level. And yes, it's another level. But I've been saying it, right? Like a lot of individuality has been springing out of you, like the need of knowing yourself separate from others, different from everything that surrounds you. It's there and it's massive. You're throwing your toys everywhere. You just love throwing and throwing stuff. And then, man, the last couple of days, you just keep throwing yourself like crazy in the bed. I told you we have two beds, like two king size beds, like joined together, right? So you have quite a big area to just run, and then you just fly, really. Not just let yourself like just fall, but now you just fly, and you just even do this with the legs. So you just like fly like a little squirrel, and you just straight like land in your face and again, and it's just you find so many variations of doing this. Today you wanted me just to tell you where I wanted your face to land, so I say there, and you just run and straight into the point that the place I pointed out, and then there, right, and there you go, just again there. But the funny thing is that sometimes you missed it, but what you do, you just like wiggle and that's it. You didn't miss. So I love that, babies, you guys, you're not judgmental to yourselves. You're not hard on yourself. If you miss it, you just correct it 34 times, and it's just as good as if you hadn't missed it at all. If we can get this back as adults, we would be so happy. This would be such a nice world to live in. I can honestly tell you that all these things I go and I practice. One thing you love is your little cars, and you're always like, even if you don't have a car, your hand is like, and I was doing it just like you do it. I was trying to lose myself into the pleasure of looking at a little car in my hand and just looking at it. And after a few seconds, because I've been practicing since you're born, right? I've been trying to get into your into your head, like, so I can see through your eyes. I started just like, and just appreciating, that close, far, and how it changes, how it looks, and suddenly everything else blurs and the world stops existing because it's just me and the car. So I can only imagine how amazing it must be for you. If for me as an adult, it can be good with only a couple of years practice, imagine you, that your mind hasn't been, like distorted by the world. So it's been amazing. A lot of changes. I 5 days I didn't make videos, so I could talk like, I don't know, 5 videos. So I don't know if this one is going to go long enough or I'm just going to shorten things more. I'll let the time decide. I'm going to cut it around 45, 50 minutes. But you have been, if we always have had an outstanding relationship, like truly amazing. But now that you grew up a little bit more mentally, man, you are the sweetest thing in the world. I cannot start telling you, how sweet you have been. Like you come and you lie down like I am, right? You lie here and you look at daddy like this. Like you're here, right? You look at me like this. And you start caressing my beard. With the sweetest smile, like if you were seeing an angel. There's something so redeeming, so wonderful. It's seeing something so pure, looking at me in such an awe, that besides feeling immensely loved by you, immensely loved by God, also makes me feel like I must be very valuable. I must be a true son of God. I know that I am. Intellectually, I know that I am. Spiritually, I do feel sometimes that I am. I feel the connection, the oneness. Emotionally, sometimes as well. But looking at myself, at me, through your eyes, with such a tender love, with such an awe, with such a marvel, with such a, what is the right word? You look at me like if I'm God. And I'm not saying this in a narcissistic way. It's actually in the most humbling of ways. I'm speechless when these kind of things happen. And your mommy sees it, and she also is like, she's speechless. We are like, wow. And well, unfortunately, as much as I have told you many times, right? Like we have a fantastic relationship. I also have told you that with mom is not exactly, well, it's quite the opposite. It's not bad, but it errs on a completely different side. Like you guys are weird together. That's it. You're weird. And you are being more weird with her. Like now you turned her into some kind of the bad wolf and I'm like the good piggy. I don't know. But everything you go, you look at mommy and you turned it into a game because that's what you do with everything. Everything. Even when we are denying something, you turn that into a game as well. You just make sure that you get the no or a certain answer or a certain way and you turn it into a pattern. Like you do what you know that you shouldn't be doing, or you get close to it. So we say something, and then you go and you run and you fall. You trip yourself, right? You fall, you come back and you do it again and again and again. So if we're not careful, instead of us disciplining you, you turn us into part of your games. This is how smart you are. And I'm sure every baby is, but I don't know any other babies, so I don't care. It's all about you. So we have to be very careful with that. So now you have turned this sour kind of relationship with mommy into a game. And you have taken it really far, man. Like today you started this, that you go and you tease mommy because you never want to kiss mommy. Right? So many times I have to come and ask you in the best of my ways to give mommy a kiss, and only then you kiss her. So you go, you tease her, but you are so like damn bastard. Because at the beginning you do like you're going to kiss her, but normal, right? And then you just run away. You laugh and you come and you get in between my legs and you hack my leg, and that's it. But then mommy's like, I don't want to kiss you. And then you're like, and you make faces like, I want to kiss mommy so much. And you bastard, you just run laughing like crazy. And you do it more and more and get closer and closer to mommy. So you really are teasing her. You really are like being such a bastard. I can't believe it. It's like, man, like this is a woman that has fed you since day one, and she hasn't slept a good night in forever because of you, and you do that to her, but there's nothing we can do. I mean, I cannot force you, or she cannot force you. Of course, on one of those ones, I took you and I like, but I have my ways. I know how, so I turn everything into a game as well with you. So I think that's the reason why you don't resent anything from me, because I explain everything as I have told you, and when I have to be like tougher, I explain, but then I turn it into some kind of way, some dynamic that allows you to not lose. You are not winning, but you are not losing. What I see other people do is that it's kind of people get exasperated. They get kind of pissed in a way. They get upset or frustrated because a kid, a baby, a toddler is defeating them, plain and simple. And they don't have the creativity, they don't have the imagination to get their way with a year-old kiddo. So they turn to what they can do, which is physical advantage, right? It's kind of like a physical tyranny because they're much bigger, much stronger, much more able than you are, right? Physically. So they overpower either by just grabbing and, forcing, or just by shouting, or some people even by hitting, right? So I recognize how easy and how tempting it is to use your power as an adult to overpower a kid, rather than negotiate, rather than turn it into do things in a way that allow the kid to feel that he is being respected and his dignity is being respected, is preserved. So I tried like sharing these kind of things with mommy, but she's fantastic. She tries, but sometimes she doesn't read the situations. But I understand, like she has so much to do with you, right? It's 24/7. That I understand that she feels like sometimes she just needs to rush into things. But this is another thing that I wanted to tell you, and it's about one of my rules of engagement with you. So, rule of engagement 376. Always give a couple of extra minutes to your son or daughter. Just give a little longer. I do this all the time, and your mommy always was like, yeah, he understands. So when I put you in a position that you have no way of denying, you know what I do? My computer is getting hot. You know what I do? It's very simple. I just do nothing. I just give you a little bit more time, so you can grab your head. No, you can grab your head. I think around the idea that this time there's no winning for you. I need to give you. I have seen it over and over again, that if I give you a little bit longer, you kind of go through a tiny grief moment. You know, you kind of like not happy, because I know you're not, but it gives you time to accept your faith, let's say that. And you actually go and do exactly what I told you to do. So that's something I would love. I think Mom is going to do more of this, because she has seen over and over again that this actually works. So this really is a rule of engagement for me with you. One is, I told you, always respecting you. Two is always turning difficult moments into some kind of gaming dynamic that allows you to save face, let's say. And this one is a very important one. When you are at a dead end that you have to do what Daddy is asking you to do, I give you the extra time for you to accept. And I see that you appreciate it, because you take your time, you think, you definitely think, you go through things, you analyze things, you see that there's no way out for you. Look at me, and you do it without resentment, without anything. So I know it works. So yeah, that's another one. So I don't know what to do, because I have so many other things to tell you. But I think I'm going to leave it for tomorrow, because I think this video has been quite nice, and I don't want to make it any much longer, right? Then it's quite difficult to do the editing, and it's probably difficult for you to watch videos that are so long. So, but today, oh my God, just your brain was like amazing, like super developed, and you are happy. I know every baby's happy, but honestly, I don't see many babies like when we go out, right? All the babies are like little zombies, man. I don't know. It's like they are all 30 years old and on 1-year-old bodies, 2-year-old bodies. They're all like sitting, like they're all with mommy and daddy, perfectly dressed, all well behaved, boring as hell. I don't see a single baby. I don't know if it's just Asia, but I see that there's a lot of foreigner babies here, a lot of expats. So, but no, I don't see anyone like it's like man, it's like you're on crack. I mean, all the time, and you have this zest for life. It's just, man, you're the most inspiring little tiny meatball I have ever met. You're just like bouncing off the walls, literally. You started actually just running from one wall, hitting the head, crazy, and then back to the next one, and next one, and then come to between daddy's legs, and then again and again and again, bouncing and bouncing. You have no, there's no end for your energy. There's no end of like, your smile, your big eyes with just super bright, and your beautiful laugh. And when you smile at me, only at me, you're like, that is a smile. And now the only word you say is papa, 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 papi, daddy, dada, da. That's all me. I mean, you don't call anything, and you don't say mommy, mama, nothing. So, man, I can't start explaining you what I feel when they're like, Papa. Oh my God. Or you just go inside the room because you want to play in the on the bed, right? And you start and you start just vocalizing like Papa for hours. And guess what? Papa has to go there, even if he's feeling like crap. I just like just go there and just like play, and then dying again. But yeah, it's just, man, life is just a blessing with you. It's just a blast with you. There's no bad day. I mean, honestly, there's no bad day. And you know what? Just to end this, one of the things I'm doing a lot is visualizing. Visualizing is the best way ever to create the life you want as fast as you want it to be created. You know, there's two ways. The usual way, which is just work hard and try hard and make your efforts and kill yourself, and in 10 years you will have what you, or 20 or 15 or 5 or 25, and you will have what you want. The other one is sit down, visualize, meditate, manifest. And a lot of people may think, oh, so you're just sitting and just like imagining. It's like, no, it's actually quite very hard, because it goes hand in hand with absolute faith, which is just like surrendering yourself to whatever is, which is the most difficult thing human beings can do, which is part of like pain and the fear that I was talking at the beginning of this video. So I'm doing that, and you know what? And you know why? I'm manifesting a life that allows me to spend as much time with you as possible. Because I'll be honest, I can't just justify working for you, making money for you, giving you the life, giving you the life that you deserve. Because what life is that? A lot of money and no daddy? Or probably just some less money and a lot of daddy, or all of daddy. I have come to the point that it's easy for me to say that I prefer to have 30% less money, 50% less money, but have 100% time with you, or 90% time with you. That's what I want. That's what I'm manifesting. That's what I'm doing. Everything I can from every angle, not just from a physical angle, not from a labor angle only, but actually from the other angles that are way, way, way more powerful and more important, but less recognized in today's world. Just because I have told you in many videos, the only real meaning of my life is you. And I don't want it to sound like pathetic, like, oh, I don't have a life without you. I did. It was okay. It was a good intro for this life. Other people don't have this call. I understand. I don't judge anyone. I honestly will not. I don't understand either people that do everything to give their best to their kids, and they have the kids with nannies. I just don't get that. So you want the best for your kids when the best would be you, and instead you give it to nannies that don't give one fuck about you? I mean, they may give one, but even if they do, it's a nanny. It's a person unknown who doesn't care about you much. No matter how much they care, she or he will never care like a mom or a dad that the love can't compare, supposedly. But I do wonder, these kind of people, I don't know how they can justify going after career and money for the sake of their kids, when I'm sure the kid would only love their parents around. I think, in all honesty, I think it's just that we are too in love with material gains, with achieving, with professional careers, and we use our kids to justify abandoning our kids. Maybe not be the case. I understand that it's not easy to be 24/7 with a kid or close to 24/7. But in case, at least for me, and that's all I care at the end, is I much rather be close to you. I much rather. I've had money, sometimes a lot. I've had a lot of stuff, a lot of goods, a lot of beautiful things. In the past, there was crazy amounts of money went into nice clothing and nice watches and pens and all the things that men like, right? And this sport cars and, but that, I felt happy like the first 5 minutes I bought something and then nothing. With you, it's the opposite. The more time I spend with you, the more time I want to be with you. The more I appreciate you, the more I want to appreciate you. The more that I want to guide you through life, the more you teach me. The more you grow, the happier I am. The happier you are, the more fulfilled I am. So for me, it's just a no-brainer, buddy. So that's what I'm trying to do. And I think this video will let you know a lot about Daddy. You may know all this. I may tell you like 24 times a day all these things all the time, but I may not, or you may forget. So I better leave it here on a video for you. You know why? Because I love you. My little meatball, I'm going to do a really cool video tomorrow. Really cool video tomorrow. That I'll be telling you all the amazing things that your brain just made click today. I'm proud of you. I mean, even if you were just a meatball without any, just like this, I would be proud of you just for existing, occupying space. Even if I would have to use you just like, I don't know how to call it in Spanish, in English. Or one of those things that you put on the door so they don't close. Even if that was your only function in life, I would be proud of you. I love you. I love you so much. I'm just so happy today, man. We just had a ball of a time. Love you.